came in, she had her balayage and highlights and such. And then we have prepped her with mousse, and then we put a bunch of extensions in here. Okay? All through here. And then we curled it and just sort of expanded it. It's a pretty simple, expansive shape. Glue and wefts, nothing particularly. They're all human hair, unless there's a surprise in there. So we're just gonna transform it. What I'm gonna do is we make a lot of pieces and we're really into like different sort of shapes. We have workshops all the time about kind of creating different looks. So I'm gonna create something a little bit different for Lizzie.
How did you curl it to start?
Just a simple, some of it was barrel, some of it I wanted a more of an irregular texture with her hair. So what I did is some of it, and in all fairness, Vanessa did a lot of it. We did some wrapping. You know, I mean, that's a pretty good technique. That's the one you teach all your clients, right? Do you guys teach all your clients that one? Like, you don't even have to open the iron, you just wrap it around the iron. And that gives a nice sort of end, gives you all that sort of editorial waves with a little bit of PCNs right through there. And then some of it was just a straight figure 8 curl with pinning. You know. I wanted to mention really quickly, when I am doing curly hair, we don't actually have a natural curly haired girl up here, and as I am. But my newest obsession, and I've been talking to everybody about this, is the Okara 2-Phase. I'm going to try to show you a clean shape, messy shape, different textures so you can get an idea. Anyway, so we have a pre-done piece here, as you can see, and so I'm just putting it in through her nape, and I'm going to re-expand it into a taller, more dramatic shape. But I'm going to fill it out elongated, more sort of a Nefertiti shape. And a lot of this I just see and do. I'm about balance, not symmetry. There's a whole difference. I mean, this is the newest hairspray in their line, and it's more of a wet sort of spray, and it gives you a lot of texture. It's a little bit on the lighter side, a little bit on the wetter side, so you can really manipulate it. Perfect for this type of hair. So I'm just expanding this in a little bit, the texture, and then making smoother shapes within the texture. So I was sort of playing with the idea of kind of rolling that up or leaving it in her face. It looks really pretty in her face. Should I roll it up? Should I leave it in her face? Any ideas? Yeah? See, it's kind of nice that taking the texture and rolling it up. There, I promise. So you guys can see how I can kind of keep playing with this and keep getting the balance. But it's a simple way of changing this and then expanding it. The last thing I like to do is just sort of get my hands in there and expand it one extra bit. It's like a hat. You just want to get in there and just kind of go a little bit further with it. So I started out wanting to do Nefertiti, but then I felt like I liked all this coming down in her face, so I allowed it as opposed to stacking it all up through there. You can actually add in, let's have you do a little 360. If you wanted even larger hair, you could have added in crepe hair, you could have added in more wefts, and it gets bigger and bigger. So you got to run the risk of doing that. Here, why don't you stand up and do a little turn and see how that looks.
What are you spraying in her hair?
What am I spraying in her hair? I'm actually using a new spray doll.
So that's a super simple one for you. So just have fun, make pieces, experiment, play with different pins. So I'm gonna have her go back there, and then I'll have her come out after I touch her up a little bit, and you guys can all run your hands through. Hold that pose.